The last item for us to explore in terms of quadratics is quadratic regression. Specifically, we're going to look at how models can be constructed using quadratic regression. So let's look at a problem. Here's the projected dollar value of the U.S. mobile internet advertising market from 2006 until 2012. So we've got year and the advertising market, and then we're repeating that onto the right-hand side. So you're going to do this just like you did linear regression. You're going to enter the data into L1 and L2 on your graphing calculator and create a scatter plot. So you're going to do the years since 2000 to represent the year. So we're going to say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So go ahead and put them into L1 and L2. Once that data is into L1 and L2, you're going to hit the Stat button again. You're going to arrow to the right so that the word Calculate is highlighted. And you're going to scroll down to the number 5, Quadratic Regression, and you're going to hit Enter. Quadratic Regression, the words will come up on your screen, and you're going to hit Enter again. You'll be given values for A, B, and C to plug in to ax squared plus bx plus c. So you should have gotten that A is 0.01488 approximately, B negative 0.105, and C is about 0.13726. And you'll plug that into ax squared plus bx plus c to get your model. So let's stop for a second and talk about the difference between linear and quadratics. So we said with linear models that the first differences were constant for inputs that were equally spaced. If second differences are constant for equally spaced inputs, that's when we're going to use a quadratic to model it. So if you were given a table of values and you had to decide, should you use a linear or should you use a quadratic model, you would look at those differences. If the first differences are constant, then it's linear. If it's not until that happens at the second differences, then it's quadratic. So the directions here say, find a quadratic function that models the data. I'd like for you to try this now on your own, and then enter your answer to the right of the screen. I want you to put the x values into L1 and the y values into L2. Then you're going to hit Stat, arrow to calculate, hit the number 5, and hit Enter, and let's see what you get. You can also be given word problems for predicting in quadratic regression. So suppose you run quadratic regression and you get the equation that you see here. And it represents the projections of worldwide mobile payment transaction values in billions from 2009 to 2016. And X is representing the number of years since 2000. If I want to predict for 2018, I'm going to plug in 18 everywhere we see an X. So we predict just like we predicted with linear regression. Go ahead and give this a try.